Hey, what's going on, everyone? I want to show you guys a little something that you guys can maybe throw on your charts around lunchtime for the New York session. And this has always helped me. So again, I'm a big advocate for it doesn't matter which way you're looking at the charts. At the end of the day, we're all looking at them the same way, whether you're using moving averages, whether you're using VWAP, whether you're using different fair value gaps or different pockets of liquidity, whether you're using Fibonacci, whatever the case may be. It's all just dressed up for supply and demand. That's all this is. I don't think any one particular trader or technique or strategy is smarter than the next and or better than the next. It really just comes down to how well do you manage the trade once you're in the trade. I've always been a believer in that. Again, without risk management, without emotional management, you're not going to be shit as a trader, for better use of the word. But what I want to kind of show you guys is this is something kind of cool that you guys can do around lunchtime. So off the open, you're going to get big ranges, you're going to get big volatility. Normally within the first hour to 2 hours of the market open, we should have the day's high and the day's low kind of put in. Now, that's not to say that we don't get an end of day or afternoon kind of washout, but what I'm looking at is that, typically we got a good range. I guess that's the word I want to use. We've got a great range going into lunch. So one thing that I like to do is I like to drop a fib, right? The Fibonacci retracements. I like to drop it from the high to the low right around lunchtime. So again, if you kind of look at where we were trading at going into lunch, right? This is all this area where I'm kind of going into is lunchtime and coming out of lunchtime. But we had the high, and the high was sitting at 20,113, and then we had the low, which was literally the opening 5-minute range candle. We never came down and actually tested this low until way after lunch, right? So if I have this level here, for the low of day and the high of day, well, when we're coming out of lunch towards the middle end of lunch, so I'm going to be looking, between 12:30 and 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. What I want to see is, what did we do in the morning? Okay. What did we do leading into lunch? And what did we do during lunchtime? So what is the story telling me? The story is telling me that we had a beautiful long setup off the open. Okay. We should have all been making money here on the open. There was a 20 SMA play. Again, I'll just kind of go over some of the trades that I looked at. There was a 20 SMA play here. And then we had the 30-minute opening range. This was beautiful. Look at the 30-minute, this bar here, literally this bar at 10 a.m. was a beautiful 30-minute opening range break, okay? Because here's the 30-minute opening range close, right? The high price was 20,048 and a quarter. And then here's the confirmation all the way up to 20,113. So two beautiful trades there. If you did catch these trades on the open, or you did catch momentum off the open, you should have been done here. But I'm speaking to everyone who insists on trading all day. So once we get into that lunch hour, I like to mark out those highs and lows. And then what I'm going to start to do is I'm going to start to read the book. I'm going to start to read the narrative. Okay, I see the high. I see us pull back. However, we never took out the low of day. We got very choppy between 10:15 in the morning and around 11:15. So this hour was huge ranges: 95-point candles, 96-point candles, 87-point range candles on a 5-minute time frame, making it very difficult to catch any moves, even if you're looking for a scalp of 5-10 points. I mean, I could see how a trader thinks it's going to break down and then gets trapped, thinks it's going to go back up to the high side and then it gets trapped. But the story's also telling me that we built a little bit of floor, right? So if I was to kind of draw like a little zone, right? Just draw a little zone where we were seeming to come down and bounce. It was a range bound market for the better half of, an hour to hour and a half. And if you're a range scalper, you're definitely buying the bottom of the range. You're shorting the top. That's all there is to it. Until we close outside the range, you're playing it in that manner. Anywho, if I was to drag this box, right, where we had this previous, range bottom, okay, and I drag this box across, great. I just want it there for just mental clarity for later on in the day. And notice how in the middle of lunchtime, we chopped around at the 61.8% retracement, never breaking high of day. So this is telling me high of day, failure to confirm a new low. We tried to make that push up towards high day. We were rejected around the 78.6 and 61.8. We were in this zone and we started to roll over. So if I use my strategy and I use the 20 SMA, well, this is going to add some confluence. Notice here at 12:35 in the morning, we closed below the 20 period moving average. Okay, notice that. What I'm also going to take into account is the previous swing high failed to confirm to the upside, taking out high of day. We are still range bound. So I'm at the top of the range and I'm getting a setup that aligns with my strategy for a short position. And we're at the 50% retracement. So if this confirms, this 20 SMA trade at 12:35, if this confirms, that low price was 20,001 and a quarter. If that confirms to the downside, meaning the 1240 candle takes out the low, we've got room potentially to come all the way down to 19,978. Guys, we're talking about a 20-point move, right? And I took this trade, and there was a couple of members in Evolution Traders who also took this trade. Now, there was also some continuation, because not only did we come back down to the 38.2 on the fib, but we broke it by overshooting it. And you can also tell yourself, well, if this was the last spot that gave us a lot of trouble, I'm expecting some type of bounce in this zone, right? I have a little bit of room down here to the low of day, because look, notice how we cracked through that 23% retracement here, right? Notice how when we cracked through, we also confirmed and then came down towards low of day. Notice how when we broke the 38.2, we put in a low wick here. That low price was 19,957. Well, from this low price of 19,957, I had a little bit of space into 19,947. So we had about 10 points that you could have also scalped into this resistance, or into this demand zone, excuse me. And then once we tested the low of day, look at how we overshoot the low of day, we trap, and then it bounces. Wait for it to close back inside range, and then you can take a following candle that confirms the candle that closes back inside range, using the low of day or the bottom or the previous low of day as a stop, and you can ride this back into the fib and ride this back into the fib. You see how that works, guys? So this is a great little tool that you guys can use right around lunchtime. So, you know, right around noon, drop a fib from high to low, and then towards the middle of lunch around 12:30, start to look for those trades where either we're continuing the motion or we're breaking out, and then use, you know, whatever strategy you like to pair that with. So for me, I'm going to pair it with the 20 SMA. This 20 SMA was actually the start of the test of low of day here. So if you realistically look at it, you know, from the low price of around 20,000 even all the way down to 19,879 was over 120 point move, right? And this essentially was catching the start of that flush. So very, very good to kind of put all those pieces to the puzzle. Now, again, if you're just new and you're just starting off and you're learning how to trade, don't get too caught up in the schematics of things. Focus on one particular setup, like the 20 SMA, looking for 5 points or looking for 10 points, run a hard stop loss. And then once you notice you've taken, you know, 50 trades, 100 trades, and you want to start adding in different areas of supply and demand to help better give you confluence, drop that fib at lunchtime. I think it'll do very well for you guys. If you guys want to trade with me each and every single day live, get access to the community and my private lessons, definitely join Evolution Traders. That link is down in the description box below. If you guys need Apex accounts, 80% off still. You can use the generic code of SAVE80. Just make sure you guys be so kind and use the link that's down in the description box below. As always, good luck on your trading journey, guys. Keep your heads up, keep grinding, hit the like button. Let me know how you guys did today in the comment section. Subscribe, bell notifications. You guys know the works. I'll see all of you guys tomorrow.